Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Ricky Moza here, and we are back in some Black Ops 3. And what I got for you guys is I have a new series for you. It's not really a new series. It's an old series that I'm reviving, but I'm kind of like redoing it. I only did one video of it, because I didn't like how I had them all set up and whatnot. But we're gonna be doing this again today. I'm gonna try again. This is my ultimate class setup videos, or UCSU. That's what we're calling this series, a UCSU Ultimate Class Setup. And this is what I like to use when I play pubs in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. This is what I like to use. So, the first gun we're going to be going over in this series is going to be the KN. It's the very first assault rifle you unlock. You have it forever, no matter what. You can use it whenever you want. And as long as you have a class for it, you can use it. And I'm pretty sure that there's preset classes with the KN, so you can use it then, too. Where was I going? Okay, yeah. But anyway, back to my best class setup for the KN. Now, this class is made for going for high streaks. If you're not going for high streaks, this is not for you. This is not for you. This class is made for high streaks. That's what it's built. Well, it's not really built around high streaks. It's built around surviving and going for a high KD, I guess is the way you could say. Maximizing the amount of kills you can get by minimizing the amount of deaths that you have. That's how this class works. So, let me go over the attachments. First off is a KN. I'll show you guys the stats of that real quick. There it is. You see, it's a beautiful, beautiful, fully auto assault rifle, fast fire rate with moderate recoil. Now, we'll go and equip that. You can ignore that paint job. Now, what do you want for attachments? You don't really want an optic. It's not really needed. It just isn't. This sight is good enough on its own. If you don't like the sight, you can just change something around on the class and throw it on. But, So anyway, the first attachment we're going to go for is Quick Draw. Now, I feel kind of hypocritical putting this in this class, because most of the time when I'm playing with other weapons, I don't actually use Quick Draw. But with the KN specifically, I like to use Quick Draw, oh my god, because I like to use Quick Draw because of the reason that I like to rush enemies a lot more than I probably should with this gun. And it just helps you pull up those sights fast when you're going around a corner or something. You see an enemy out of nowhere. It's just really helpful in those situations. Most guns I actually don't use quick drawing because I feel like you don't need it. I already said that. I know. I'm sorry. But with this gun, you don't need it either. But I just feel like I rush too much with this AR that I kind of need it with my playstyle at least. So that's why I would recommend quick draw. Plus it kind of helps you win them gunfights. It's like, yeah, is it gonna be close? Is it gonna be close? Those are really close gunfights. This will give you the advantage in it. Now, let's go. Now, our next attachment. What are you going to want to put? Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is probably the most important attachment in this class. It is the suppressor. Now, what the suppressor does is when you shoot it, you will not show up on the minimap. Also, there's not going to be as big of a flash. So normally, flash at the end of your gun when you shoot it. So, without suppressor, that's what this would be. If I were to shoot this gun, there'd be a big flash at the end of that gun barrel. And it's not that bad. It really isn't. But it can throw off your aim a little bit. Now, with suppressor, you don't see it as much. So, that flash is a lot... It's not as apparent that it's there. And so you can keep your aim on people a lot easier. And it's just so much easier to aim and be accurate and do good. Plus, it keeps you off the minimap. Your bullets aren't as loud when you shoot them, so... it's kind of harder for people to sound whore you out. It's just a great attachment, great defensive attachment, I should say, more or less. And then plus, you can use it when you rushing people, get back in someone's spawn in the team-based game mode. Go to town, they'll have no idea that you are there. As long as you're moving around, you can take one guy out, go into another room, take out another guy, go back into that other room. It's just crazy, because they're not going to know where you're at. Unless you make a mistake, you ain't going to die with this thing, basically. So our next attachment is going to be extended mags, or fast mags. I switch between the two, just depending on what I feel like playing. I'm actually using extended mags right now, because I actually did a supply drop opening earlier today, and I got this KGB thing, so I kind of wanted to see how that looked in-game and whatnot. Pretty cool, I might add. Man, I gotta breathe for a second. Alright, so as you can see, we don't have a secondary, we don't have any lethals, any tacticals. This really isn't an objective-based class. It's more for, how should I say, killing, and staying alive and whatnot. So our first perk is Ghosts. Now, I'm actually going to wait and go over Ghost last. Ghost, no. So, I can't, no, I'm not. Okay, perk 1, you want Ghost. What Ghost does is you can't be detected by enemies UAV when you're moving, while you're moving. Okay, this is the important part. UAVs will not be able to see you as long as you're moving. Should you stop moving at any time, then, well, at any time other than when you're defusing bombs or controlling score streaks, what's going to happen then is you're going to show back up on that minimap for UAVs and whatnot. It's just not a great thing to be, known to the enemy. Now, you don't really want to run Ghosts without a silencer and vice versa, because I feel like if you're not on the minimap... Oh, wait. Never mind. I'm really going to have to, go more in-depth, but yes, you want Ghosts. Because, when they got the UAV up, it's not going to target you, and that is amazing. That is amazing. Because, oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, back to what I was saying a second ago. I finally remember. Okay, you kind of don't want to use Suppressor without Ghost, because if you use Ghost without a Suppressor, what's going to happen is, even if they have a UAV up or not, when you shoot your gun, you're going to be on the minimap. Now, that's only going to happen when you're shooting your gun, if you have Ghost and no silencer, you can still, loop around, getting enemy spawns and whatnot, but it's just going to be kind of tougher to keep that streak going without, they're going to know where you are once you start shooting, and they're just going to turn around and annihilate you. Unless you got Suppressor, then they're not going to see that red dot. It's going to be good for you. I'm sure some of them might still turn around. You'll have to be quick, but, And then vice versa, if you're using a Suppressor without Ghosts, you could be detected by UAVs. Simple as that. And then they'll know where you're at. So they're a good combo, really good combination to use. Now for perk 2, what we got Fast Hands and Scavenger. Now, what Scavenger does is, it basically, when you kill an enemy by any non-explosive damage, you pick up some ammo. It's great. You don't run out of ammo. It's good, especially when you're going on these longer streaks, you run out of ammo. It's the thing that happens quite often, actually, unless you have Scavenger. Then it almost never happens, and if it does, just run over a couple dead bodies, you pick up some bullets. Well, actually, it's not the dead bodies, I should mention this. It's actually little packets, like bags, that the dead bodies will drop. But I'm pretty sure that they can be picked up by any player, so, if you need ammo, you better be quick. Well, they can be picked up by any player if they have Scavenger. That's how that works. If they have Scavenger or something, or I don't know. I'm not sure how that works, but basically how it works, with your teammates and whatnot. But basically, as long as you have Scavenger on, you're not going to run out of ammo, which is a good thing. It's possible. It's happened to me, but you'll get it back. Don't worry. And then Fast Hands. Now, as you see, we don't got a secondary on here, so you're like, what? I would use Fast Hands, because what Fast Hands does is Fast Hands makes you swap your weapons faster. That's part 1 of Fast Hands. That's useless if you don't have a secondary. But part 2 is where it gets interesting. You can aim faster after sprinting. That is so helpful. You guys will have no idea how many times you're going to go sprinting around a corner without this perk, Without this perk, you're going to go sprinting around a corner, you're going to see an enemy, you're going to go to aim down your sights, so you can get those early shots on them. But what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to ADS fast enough because you were sprinting and not just going around the corner like normally. And it might cause you to die, because you couldn't get those maybe 1 or 2 extra bullets on the target that you wanted to. So what Fast Hands does is it basically makes it so that doesn't happen as much, It's a good perk to have. It really is. I use it on every single one of my classes. And then, see, now then the next perk. This perk it can be moved around. I either move it between Tac Mask and Blast Suppressor, depending on the game mode I'm playing. Like when I'm playing something where people are going to be throwing a lot of flashbangs, concussions, and charges and whatnot, I'm going to use Tac Mask. But if I'm just playing a normal game, I use, normally I use Tac Mask, and free-for-alls and whatnot, I use Blast Suppressor. That's how this works. If you're in a team-based game mode, Tac Mask. If you're in a free-for-all based game mode, Blast Suppressor. Now, the main reason for that is because, in team-based game modes, okay, let me explain this. Okay, Blast Suppressor. What Blast Suppressor does is when you're jumping, when you're using your jetpack, your thrust jump, it makes noise usually, and a little circle or whatnot shows up on the minimap for the enemies and shows them, hey, there's a guy that's boosting right near here. But with Blast Suppressor, it doesn't happen. Your boost is a lot quieter, and it doesn't show up on the enemy minimap. Now, maybe thinking, why is this good? Well, if you're boosting around, trying to get behind enemies, they're not going to know which way you're coming from. And it's really helpful. It really is. And it's a lot harder for people who sound whore to kill you with this. They still can, because it still makes noise. It's just a lot quieter. But, you know, that's just what's useful for. But honestly, I find that there's not a lot of people who sound whore in normal pubs anyway. I mean, there is the good people, but, you know, like the good people. But I mean, I find that most people don't sound whore, and if they do, they aren't good enough to actually do anything to you most of the time. So, I feel that unless you're in a free-for-all, you know, where people are sound whoring so that they don't get shot in the back, you know, it's a lot more effective in free-for-all, and I just prefer TAC Mass because TAC Mass reduces the effects of, like, tacticals like flashbangs, concussions, and shock charges, and it just makes it's just a preference, more or less. People aren't throwing a lot of tax in free-for-all, you know. It's just a preference. I prefer this in free-for-all. I prefer this in team-based game modes, and that's how I think that you guys should run your classes. That's how I think that you guys should run this class. Now, anything that you can change, the only thing I would ever possibly change is Ghost to swap with an XM53 if you don't have Ghost unlocked yet. That's what you do there. Okay, because I know Ghost is like level 55 unlocked. No, and then the wild cards, you're going to need Primary Gunfighter 1 to get this third attachment, and then you're going to need Perk 2 Greed to get this perk, the second perk in Perk 2. Okay, so there we go. A beautiful KN, great class. It really is an awesome class. Excuse me. But no, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the class setup. I hope that you know, I don't really know what to say, but I hope that this series can be continued. I really want to continue it with other guns, going to like the VMP, the Kuda, every freaking gun that I use. I want to share with you guys my favorite class setups for those guns and whatnot. But I don't know. That's all there is for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys try out this class. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. As always, leave a like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.